After the painful condition of remdesivir black marketing, Indian news media once again has started publishing the news that medicine for black fungus treatment or mucormycosis treatment named amphotericin B is in short supply or out of stock. These news are very scary for the present condition when almost every state is reporting large number of black fungus cases, which has created life-threatening situations in many recovered corona patients. This terrific situation is compelling the common people for asking that is there any promising treatment available for the mucormycosis? If yes, then why the number of death cases are rising every day in India? What is the drug amphotericin B is? Is there any suitable alternative of amphotericin B drug for the treatment of black fungus? What is the difference between conventional amphotericin and liposomal amphotericin? In this episode, I will try to put some light on all these questions. Successful treatment strategy of black fungus including early diagnosis, reversal of predisposing risk factors if any, surgical debridement and antifungal therapy. In antifungal therapy, amphotericin B is the first drug of choice for black fungus treatment. CDC also recommend posaconazole and isavuconazole as an alternative to amphotericin B. Both these drugs are FDA approved. Voriconazole, capsofungin, micafungin, all these drugs can be used as a single therapy or in combination therapy with other drugs. In 1959, amphotericin B got licensed as a life-saving drug which will be used only in progressive potential fungal infections such as histoplasmosis, cryptococcosis, leishmaniasis and others. That time it was approved in deoxycholate formulation, which is popularly known as AMBD or amphotericin B deoxycholate. This drug is not for use in treating a minor fungal infection such as a yeast infection of a mouth or esophagus due to its nephrotoxicity and infusion-related reactions. However, these toxicities are reported as dose-dependent. In spite of these toxic effects, more than 40 years of clinical experience have proven that amphotericin B deoxycholate is a reliable antifungal agent and thought to be the gold standard for therapy due to its broad range of actions and low rate of resistance. Many researchers have been carried out for decades to overcome the significant dose-limiting toxicity of amphotericin B deoxycholate. However, most promising and satisfactory results have been obtained with lipid-based technology of this drug. In the early 1980s, 3 lipid formulations of this drug got US FDA approval. These were amphotericin lipid complex, which is known as Abelset, is a product of Enzyme Pharma, liposomal amphotericin B, which is marketed as Ambisome by Gilead Sciences. Amphotech is a product of Intermune Pharmaceuticals. It is a cholesterol sulfate complex of this drug. As per the reported scientific data, liposomal formulation of amphotericin B is the most effective product with less toxicity, which got FDA approval in 1997. Liposomes are very unique drug delivery systems which are prepared by biocompatible lipid materials. Due to this, the drug toxicities were reduced, but the product became expensive. I think now it is clear to the viewers that what is the basic difference between amphotericin and liposomal amphotericin. In both the formulations, the drug is same, but different technologies has been used for the manufacturing of these products. Manufacturer of the liposomal formulations are Intas, Sun Pharma, Abbott, Bharat Serum, and the price ranges are varies between 3000 to 8000 per 50 mg vial. While the conventional dosage form of amphotericin comes under the price range between 300 to 500 only per 50 mg vial, and the manufacturers are Abbott, United Biotech, Alkem, Dabur and many others. The key message which I want to convey here is, if you compare the liposomal amphotericin and conventional amphotericin, both are effective against black fungus. But the toxicity level of liposomal amphotericin is very much lesser than conventional amphotericin. Therefore, few factors must be considered when choosing the line of treatment. First, disease condition of the patient. Second, duration of the treatment to be followed. Third, if the patient is under treatment of any other steroid or nephrotoxic drugs. And last, condition of the patient, like if the patient is a cancer patient or high blood sugar patient or AIDS patient, accordingly treatment regimen can be selected. Stay healthy and stay happy. Thank you.